Andrea, we're so excited to have you on today. Thank you for joining us.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Can we see her?
Oh, Poppy! What's her name?
This is Charlie. It's a girl, Charlie.
Charlie?
Charlie EY.
Charlie? Oh, she's adorable.
That's a cute puppy you got there, buddy.
Yeah. So, I figured I'm not using any time on video conferences or anything these days, so I might as well get a puppy because I have so much time.
He's a cutie.
That's awesome. I can see the smile on your face too, John. You're a happy man with your little doggy.
She's great. Yeah, it's I thought I was going to be really just because we are on so many calls and things, and there has been times where I've had to mute myself on conference calls because she's yapping to get out in the background, but she's great. She's really awesome.
I think that's been the fun of all of this, is getting to see into people's lives. That's the thing I've really enjoyed, because you just don't ever get to do that.
Yeah, we're actually launching so many new products right now that where this afternoon we're doing a sales team kind of happy hour together via video conference call, because we spent so many hours video conferencing for serious things. So it's a nice change of pace we're gonna be doing. So,
Andrea, you were telling me before that you have some Zoom happy hours lined up this afternoon.
Yeah, well, my office does one at 4:30 every Friday, and it's just a chance to, say hello. We actually did one with a farm where we had goats, and the pig hid herself under hay, but we had goats and a cow, and I forget what else we had in there, but they came and visited us for our happy hour. We learned a bit about the farm, and it was pretty cool. But, typically it's our happy half hour, and it's just a half hour to just say hi and talk about what we're doing for the weekend, and really keep it very light and simple. And then a few lighting friends and I do a happy hour as well.
Oh, this is the cabal of lighting designers, right? I call you guys the Illuminati, right?
How do you even know about this?
You're not supposed to tell her,
First rule of happy hour is don't speak about happy hour.
I would love to do coffee talk with all of you guys. I want to see you all in hoods and chanting while you drink.
That would be hysterical, and please don't do that. But they've been kind of a really nice support group, through the whole PPP thing. It took me a lot longer than most to get mine. It was stressful, and it was nice to have a group of sort of peers to have, to sort of, talk to. So that was a good.
Andrea, how did that start, if you don't mind me asking? I think it's so cool.
Somebody sent me an invite, and we just, it was like, we should do a Zoom happy hour, and everybody brings their cocktail or their whatever, and sometimes we're outside, sometimes we're inside, and it's another opportunity to meet people's kids or say hi to people's kids and just see people's lives, and it's really quite lovely.
Yeah, my family, we reconnected with people we used to go on vacation with 10 years ago, and that was something it took a pandemic, I guess, for everyone to get on, which we totally had this capability for a while, but we all reconnected. It was actually pretty nice. So it's great. It's cool to hear that you have, people from all around connecting. So.
Yeah, I think so too. Without being able to go to conferences and lighting shows and do the networking that we do throughout the year, we're finding ways to do that, and I think it's pretty critical.
And to get into it a bit, you always run the dinner, the big dinner. It's so important for the industry and for the students. Can you tell us a little bit about how it's being handled, how it might be handled in the future, anything you know?
So by you're talking about the IALD and the IALD Education Trust, because while I have good organizational skills, they do not go to those kinds of levels. The IALD runs the actual awards component, and in the past, the Education Trust has benefited and put a good bit of time into the Education Trust benefit dinner. This year, because we aren't able to meet in person, there will be a visual video awards, because the awards that the IALD gives, in my opinion, are the creme de la creme. I mean, I was the awards chair for a few years, and I cannot speak highly enough about that program. Blind judging, everything about it is just very well done, down to now how you have to apply. There have been, you know, new looks, fresh looks at it. There's a poster that has to be created. The essays and descriptions track with the CLD 7 domains, and I think that's a stroke of brilliance, even though when I did it the first time, I may have uttered a few curse words, but truthfully, I think it's very, very smart, and I think it is just an excellent program. So I'm glad to see that people will have the benefit of tuning in on their computers and seeing really the very best that lighting designers add to the built and living environments. And I encourage anybody who feels the same as I do to pull out that checkbook and make a donation.
Do you see the awards for next year being impacted by what's happening this year?
Truthfully, I wish I had that crystal ball. I would be playing the stock market a lot more. You know, it's really hard to say. And, you know, as an IALD board member, I feel the IALD is going to make the very best decisions they can, you know, for upholding the mission of the IALD, and I would hope that the awards figure very prominently into that, because it's a great way to keep the lighting design profession front and center.
I guess you probably have a terrific perspective on what's been happening in the industry and how different people have been reacting to the situation. Can you tell us a bit about how your firm has been responding to this?
For those who don't know a whole lot about my firm, we are a distributed model. I used to say remote model, and now I've learned to say distributed model, because we are distributed across from Boston all the way down to Atlanta, but we're not remote. In fact, we talk every day. We are on Slack calls and go-to calls, and you know, everybody works on everything. We work as teams. We don't have set teams. We work on projects together. So there's 9 of us, and I hope that we all bring our knowledge and our experience and our perspectives to the table when we do design, and we work together, and everybody kind of teaches everybody and learns from everybody and collaborates with everybody. And I couldn't be prouder of my team or happier with the way that our firm has developed. So all of that is to say that we were maybe more ready for this than some, only because we weren't in brick and mortar. You know, we were already working at a distance geographically from one another. So the difference has been with travel, of course. I mean, I was traveling once, twice, sometimes even 3 times a week, and I haven't been on an airplane in 3 months. So, you know, I haven't face-to-face seen any of the people that I work with, and I'm sad about that. I miss that. When I first started working this way, I didn't have to get in the car and drive to work. I had to get in the car and drive to the airport, but you know, it did find a couple hours a day. And I think when you get used to that, that's a hard thing to give up if you haven't experienced it before. On the other hand, I think a lot of people are missing that one-on-one interaction, you know, being able to hug people and shake hands. And, you know, it's just, it's you only getting the body language from here up is not the same as being in a room with somebody and seeing them fidgeting at the table and, you know, all the things that people do that make them so human. The thing that I'm seeing that I'm really loving is that within our team, we're sharing, you know, things we find more than we ever did, you know, through Slack, through whatever ways, you know, oh, I found this app. Oh, I found this. Oh, you know, I think that maybe it would be good to talk about Revit in this way. How about I do an hour lunch on Wednesday? People are they're just doing that. It's not me going, hey guys, I think we need to talk about Revit. it's organically happening, and I am thrilled. You know, I think it's something that hopefully we will take with us and continue.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you said it where you've been doing it for a while, and now I think it's becoming seamlessly kind of integrated. Like I had a call 2 days ago where it was a designer out of Boston wanted to, go over one of our products, and normally it'd be, okay, when can you get to Boston? We really need you here. And it was like, hey, what about tomorrow morning? We could go set up a go-to, and I could do it right through video. And it was just totally normal now for everyone to do that instead. And so I think, some of it's going to, of course, and like you said, people are going to really, oh, it's not so bad working from home. So although I do miss the travel, and that's, it's kind of why we started these coffee talks, because we didn't want to be pitching necessarily products. It's what we looked at is when we travel and we're in, like, at your office or talking with you, and before we start talking about, business, it's what's going on with IALD, what's, hey, I got a new dog, all that stuff is kind of gone because everyone's logging on and going right to the meeting, the business end of things, because you're not in the room together talking casually. So it's pretty interesting that you brought that up.
Well, that's the one thing I hear maybe more than anything from, at least the folks in the industry that I kind of hang out with and talk to. Everybody is saying, I miss the travel, for different reasons. I miss it because I miss getting to see my team members. I miss going out to eat with them at night and sharing a bottle of wine, and, just having that breath of relaxation and yeah, the bonding, the whatever,
That's same thing. Me and Finn both travel a ton, and my friends, in New York are like, don't you get sick of it? And we have a great agency network. We have great clients that we're close with, and it's, I feel like what we've set up is if you're traveling and you feel like you're seeing your friends while doing some business, it's not a bad job to do. And that's the type of thing where I'm missing, where I'm traveling with all of our great reps and seeing the clients we know in the different markets, and really, from what we do, creating solutions.
Others are saying, yeah, I missed that opportunity to go hang out in the American Airlines lounge and chill out and nobody bugs me. And I have to say, I kind of miss that a little bit too. That's kind of, you feel kind of special for a few minutes. But lots of reasons why people miss travel. I'm actually going down to Charlotte in 2 weeks.
So if you're making your way down to Charlotte, there's got to be a good reason to get back on a plane. What are you doing down there?
Well, work doesn't stop, thankfully. Knock wood. We've been lucky. We've had some projects go on hold, which, is to be expected. They're starting to pop their heads back up. But, some construction has gone a little bit on hold. But we have, there's 3 projects that are going full blast. One is an airport project that I'll have to drive to. One is a multifamily project that I just want to spend a little time and take a look at a couple of installs. And one is a project at Panther Stadium that will be fun. We're doing some really fun things, but that's going full bore as well. And I don't know what the season will look like, or how that will happen. But the work is getting done, and we have to walk through and take a look at the install and make sure it's correct.
Well, that's really interesting, because 2 of those projects are spaces that really depend on people being together and traveling. So are you getting a sense from your clients that there's an anticipation that this is all going to change very soon? So that's why they're just pushing forward?
You're talking about hospitality and air travel, both of which, they're going to go through some changes, but people are going to fly. And I can't predict the football thing. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but I know that both industries are extremely competitive. And as long as they think that they're going to exist, they're going to continue to be extremely competitive, maybe even more so. So, I think that each business has to evaluate the risks and the benefits. I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know. And thankfully, they included us in those opportunities. So we want to make sure that whatever happens, it looks good.
Yeah. Have you seen any of these scopes shift in response to this, or is really things just staying on course. They're just doing what they intended to do, and nothing's changed in that respect.
These particular scopes have not shifted for us. You know, I think things that are going to ramp up will be sanitizing products that, you know, make people feel, things that make people feel safe and protected in their environments. I think those are adjustments that are going to be made. I think physical spacing adjustments, we've already seen it in grocery stores and other spaces. I think that's going to continue to be made. I personally am thrilled that people are 6 feet away from me when I'm checking out, because I hate people breathing down my neck when I'm putting my credit card information in. That makes me crazy. So that's kind of a welcome thing, in my opinion. But, you know, so far we've been lucky in that clients are continuing to want their spaces to be good environments for the people that are in them. And that's really what it comes down to. All of these environments are about the people that are in them. So however they change, however they manifest, the thing that we do that makes us, I think, so valuable as lighting designers is make those experiences healthy and productive and energized and elevated. And those opportunities will always be needed.
I want to ask you, as a lighting designer, if you had a blank slate and you had to light a restaurant space that's, you know, has limited ceiling height and limited space, but you want people to feel as if, you know, make them more comfortable, feel like it's more airy and less intimate, maybe. I mean, how would you light that?
With the sun outside.
That was good.
You're gonna be out of work, Andrea. Come on.
Hey, I can't compete. That's one thing I can't compete with. You know what? That's the, you know, it's the funny thing. You say that, you know, the restaurant experience light and airy. That's not always why I go to a restaurant. So, you know, I think again, it's we want all of these spaces to meet the needs of the clientele. If open and airy is the need, obviously it's an architectural situation as well as a lighting situation. It's finishes and it's surfaces and it's, you know, lots of fenestration and all of that, you know, just to put light on the walls ain't gonna get us there. That you know, I mean, it's a team effort. It always has been. It always will be.
It's a whole design effort. All the different disciplines coming together. Yeah, that's really interesting. That's true. You know, lighting. We're not just in a box. We're not isolated. We're part of the whole solution.
But given a good box, I'll light the hell out of it.
That's awesome.